A movie starring Nick Fury and Deadpool. I'm not gonna be the first one to address that. I'm definitely not gonna be the last one to address that. A lot of people are probably gonna address that. Why? Because that's fucking cool. The Hitman's Bodyguard. So The Hitman's Bodyguard is a movie starring Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson as Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. Ryan Reynolds is a quick-talking, sarcastic dick who's a bodyguard. He's a bit down on his luck because someone died on his watch at one point, but he has to escort Samuel L. Jackson, who plays a cool, efficient Samuel L. Jackson-ish hitman who uses the word motherfucker in about every sentence. He needs to escort him to court so he can be a witness, so big, bad, evil Gary Oldman can be put away for a very long time. So now we kind of have a weird, obscure buddy road trip-ish movie. Ryan Reynolds stands out in the way Ryan Reynolds does. I'm not saying this is groundbreaking for him because really Ryan Reynolds is the same thing in a lot of stuff. But it's entertaining to watch him go there. There's a reason he does it. Same with Samuel L. Jackson. Like I already addressed, these guys are not breaking any ground with their roles, but they do work. And half the time they work well together. The other half, you're like, you two clearly annoy each other. Actors are supposed to annoy each other, but it really kind of comes off the screen and onto you and you're like, are you guys having fun? But in that, it is neat to see a friendship grow as the movie's going on and what started out as kind of an odd couple pairing. So I enjoyed that. Also, there are a couple of action sequences in this movie that are undeniably entertaining. However, the plot was a bit messy all over the place and again, wants to be convoluted because a lot of movies feel like convoluted means clever. They found me. Fuck, that's close. Oh, now it's gone. Convoluted does not mean clever. Convoluted simply means convoluted, which makes the movie unfocused. If you want to talk about unfocused, we'll talk about the runtime. The movie is 2 hours long. It could have been a half an hour shorter. It could have dropped its runtime by 25%. At a point, you're like, this would be a good time for the movie to wrap up. It's not wrapping up yet. Then when the movie finally does wrap up, you can clearly point out, you're like, the movie could have done without that, could have done without that, could have shaved that off. You can definitely find a half an hour to cut out of this movie. And there was wasted opportunity. Gary Oldman, I don't know why he's in this movie other than to say Gary Oldman's in the movie. Could have been anybody whatsoever. Maybe they wanted to throw back to the days of old when Gary Oldman played a lot of bad guys. In which case, is this movie a throwback? And I don't think the movie knows. This movie really has a big case of identity crisis. What does it want to be? Is it a spoof movie? Is it a throwback to 80s action movies? Is it a throwback to 90s action movies? Or is it a modern day odd couple action movie? You look at one of the posters for this movie, it's almost like they all sat around, they were like, well, we do have the guy who plays Deadpool in this movie, and so let's make like a Deadpool-ish poster. I feel like Deadpool would be in a poster that looks like that because it's the Hitman's Bodyguard. It's spoofing the bodyguard. It's very Deadpool, but it just projects the wrong image for the movie because this movie is not a spoof. It has comedic moments in it, but the movie doesn't really commit to that angle. And this one really bothered me. There are a lot of scenes in this movie where the light is it's ghosting. Like when someone's standing in front of a window or a light or something, the light is bleeding over them, washing them out. We're not talking in that stylistic lens flare J.J. Abrams kind of way that does work. It was really sloppy, and though I do think it was a conscious choice to do it, it just looked washed out and foggy as shit. I'm probably not gonna remember this one in T-minus a couple days. Yep, already forgot. Alright guys, so we're in August now. Summer is clearly winding down, but The Hitman's Bodyguard, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.